Well, now that I've reviewed this Green River Weeded Bourbon Full Proof 109.3 proof, did a couple of blind comparisons. I mean, I've proven to myself certainly that this is definitely a solid weeded bourbon. The one thing that I have not done was I keep referencing this is so much better, in my opinion, than the original Green River Weeded 90 proof, but that's all out of recollection. And then it came to me. I recall I saved a sample. I do this sometimes. I save various, samples of different pours for both handshakes in the future and also for myself if I want to come back to something after the bottle's long gone. I think this is one of them that is really meant more for me because this isn't really something I would share as a handshake, at least not for my opinion of it. So this is the Green River Weeded Bourbon 90 proof, and perfect. I happened to look through my collection of samples slash handshakes for the future, and I'm like, I thought I had one of these. So now it's not going to be out of recollection. I can actually see side by side what is making this better. How much better is this? And it won't just be out of my memory, which has been some time. So let's pour them side by side. And actually, not going to be a blind, but let's just compare them side by side. Here we go. Okay, so I have these poured up next to each other. This is the original 90 proof. This is the full proof. I thought this might have been a drop darker, which wouldn't be a surprise, maybe a drop. But let's now just do this side by side and see how much better is the full proof for real. 90 proof. Give it a nose. Now, just as a recollection before I go on, I've said in my previous videos, when I had this the first time, I thought there was a bitter taste on this Green River Weeded Bourbon 90 proof, just as I thought there was a bitter taste on the original regular rye bourbon 90 proof. So let me see if that still is the case. Did not find it on the full proof. Definitely, if anything, ethanol, but I definitely can smell more of the proof. Not sure about a difference in the scent and the smell. Let's give it a taste. 90 proof. Cheers. Okay. Full proof. Cheers. Yeah, well, I do detect maybe less than I did originally, but I do detect that what I just detected as a bitter taste on the weeded, not which was not as strong as the original, but it definitely was there. The full proof with bringing out that extra almost 20 proof points erases that. So let me do this one more time. Yeah, that almost 20 proof point difference makes a huge difference. And it's not just with this. I've said it before. I find with not every expression, there are some that are just fine at the lower proof, but there were some expressions like 1792, larceny. I even found this with the Traveler whiskey, where the higher proof is just better than the lower proof version of it. And in some cases, the low proof version I just don't like at all, and the higher proof version I really do like. So I definitely, at a minimum, there's certainly a lot more flavor out of this one. But not only that, this is the difference of me just being unhappy with, a bottle and not wanting to buy it again, as in the 90 proof, versus something that not only do I want to buy it again, but this thing just knocked off in my blind. Weller Antique 107 and Maker's Mark Cash Strength, and I'm sure it could others. It's just a really good tasting bourbon. The real test for me, beyond any of the other tests, is to put it against its sibling, the Bardstown Origin Series. Probably the Bonded, although the High Wheat would be another one, but I say the Bonded because that proof point is the proof point, not the proof point. The proof point isn't that far off, but the mash bill, the weeded portion of that, I think is around 21% or something like that, closer to this. And they're both related. So we'll try that another time when I get that. But I don't think I have a sample of that when I get the bottle next time. But in the meantime, this truly proves it. And this will be the last video on this for a little while. We'll get more into it. The Green River Weeded Bourbon Full Proof, 109.3 proof. It's worth a shot. Cheers.